Hi, um, this is Lori from Morgan County Public Library, and this is Chair Yoga. I'm glad you could join me. Make sure that you have not loose, comfortable clothes on, a sturdy chair, and and also make sure that you don't overdo it. So never hurt yourself. If it starts hurting, stop, back off. I'm not a doctor, and so, if you are not sure if you can do this, then maybe you need to consult your doctor and make sure that it's okay. But for those of you who are ready, let's get going. So first things first, we're going to start with our yoga seat. And as usual, we're going to have our legs hip width apart. You're going to make sure that your back is straight. So sit up straight and tall, and act like there's a string, like you're a puppet and someone's holding on to this string. Lift up. Your shoulders, roll them back and down. Your arms, you can put your hands on your lap. You can put them in your lap like this, or you can hold them at the heart center, however you prefer. And we're going to take a few moments to breathe and scan our bodies. Now remember, when we're doing yoga breathing, we're taking a long, slow inhalation, holding it for a few seconds, and then letting it out, a long, slow exhalation. When we do our breathing, we want to make sure that we're filling up our lungs and that our belly pooches out, because the diaphragm goes down, and not do this shallow chest breathing that a lot of people do. We're going to do really deep breathing, using most of all of our lungs. And while we're doing this, I want you to scan your body, and if there's any place that you feel tension, I want you to note it and see if you can let that go. All right, so let's start with breathing. Good. Now, first we're going to start with some head movements. So I'd like you to bend your right ear to your right shoulder as much as you can. You're not going to touch your shoulder, of course. And just hold it there for a moment or two. And roll down. Looking at your chest or belly button or legs, but looking down. And then roll it over to the left. Hello, Penelope. Hello, Bella. My kitties, my fur babies. Roll that down. She's getting in the closet. Now roll back over to the right. Now I want you to take your arm, the opposite side, and sort of put it out and pretend this is a line. And roll back down. And then the other side, and this hand. And back to center. Fun fact, I'm double jointed in my elbows, so I always feel like I look weird with my arms. But like, I don't know. Anyway, every body is different. No two bodies are alike or the same. And that's why our yoga poses aren't going to be 100% the same either. And that's okay. Now we're going to do with the small circles with our nose. Trace circles with your nose. And I'll go the other way. Back to center. And now I'm going to ask you to roll your shoulders back. And go down. Roll your shoulders back. And down. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now let's go the other way. Roll your shoulders up and down. Roll your shoulders up and down. Do some shoulder shrugs. And just take a deep breath. Let it out. And your hands out to the sides. And we're going to turn palms up and then turn them around. So twisting our arms and rolling our shoulders. Now let's see, I don't know, a couple more. And hands down. Now I want you to put your hands out in front of you and spread your fingers wide, wide, and then fist them up. Tight, tight, fingers out wide, wide, tight, very tight, wide, wide, and very tight. And relax your hands. Put your hands up, put your hands down. Put your hands up, put your hands down. Yeah, shake your hands. And let's start rolling our hands to both arms. Roll. Let's get those wrists warmed up. Now the other way. now down. Take a breath. Now we're going to do little arm circles. So these are little tiny circles we're making with our arms. Hands at the end. And we're going to just gradually make them a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then go back to medium circles and gradually get smaller and smaller. Stop. Make sure you take a big deep breath. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. So little circles, the opposite direction. And just a little bit bigger. And a little bit bigger. Lots bigger. Make them small again. Small circles. And stop. Now release your arms. And breathe. Now we're going to stretch up. So take your hands and stretch them up as high as you can. Just stretch, 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 stretch up high, high, high. Now back down. Roll your shoulders back. Push them down. Keep your hands in your lap and breathe. Now one more time, we're going to put our arms up and stretch, stretch up as far as we can. Stretch, 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 stretch. Yes, stretch high. Ugh, like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And then bring them back down. Roll your shoulders back and down. Put your hands in your lap and breathe. Now we're going to do some stretches to the side going down. You're not going to touch the floor, but try to go down as far as you can. And it doesn't have to be that far. If you can only go like that, that's okay. If you can go a little bit farther, that's great. Doesn't matter. Go as far as you can go. Reaching down. Feeling the stretch right here. And now the other side. One more time. Other side. Good. Now we're going to do a modified cat-cow. So if you remember, since we're staying in our chair, we're going to arch our body and our spines become like a C. So we're arching, your stomach goes in, your back is arching out like you're a cat. And then you're going to go the opposite way. So you're going to push your shoulders back and you're making a D. Out this side of your body is the D. Now go forwards. And we're going to go back and forth very smoothly. Cat, cow, cat, cow. And feel your spine moving. flexing. Good. Now we're going to do some twists. So put your hand on the outside of your knee, palm facing out on the right side, and then turn to the side. And we're going to stay here for a moment or two. So just breathe in deeply and breathe out. A couple of breaths. And back to center. And now the other side. And back to center. We're going to twist our spine to the right one more time. And now to the left. Excellent. Just sit still and take a couple of breaths here, scanning your body. Is there anywhere that there's tension? See if you can let it go. Hold on a second. So I want you to soften your face. Soften your face. Soften your eyes. Your tongue. Feel along your spine. Feel your sit bones on the chair. Your legs, your thighs, your hands are on your thighs. Your shins and your feet. Your feet are planted firmly on the ground. All right. So the next part is the legs. And what I'm going to want you to do is sit forward in your chair. Scoot back so you can see me really good. And you're sitting in your yoga seat. And I want you to take one leg, your right leg, and put it out. And we're flexing our toes up, and then we're flexing them down. So when the toes are flexed up, you should feel it back here in your calf, all right? And the top of your thigh should be tight too. And then when you put it down, you should feel it again. Lengthening, lengthening. So let's do this a couple more times. Up, down, up, down, up. Really feel it. Down. Bring that leg back. And now your other leg, your left leg, we're going to do the same thing. So flex your toes up and then down. Up, down, up, down. One more. Up. Really feel it. Feel your muscles working, lengthening, flexing. Down. And bring your leg back. Now, this time, pull out your right leg and let's move our ankle. Okay, so you're twirling it. Now twirl it the other way. It's a lot harder to twirl it the other way, at least for me it is. And the next one, right foot out, swirl around your ankle. I hear a little bit of a popping in my ankle. I'm creaky sometimes. Now the other way. And back down. Now we're going to do a seated forward bend. So you might be like in the middle of your chair, not at the end of it. And leaving your legs as they are, hip width apart, your back straight, your shoulders down, roll them down. Okay? We're going to bend from the hips to forward, keeping our back straight as far as we can go. If you need, you can get a block or some books. And if you can't get down that far, you can just go down to that and then stop. The main thing is not how far down you can go, but that you keep your back straight and you're doing the pose correctly. If that's too much, you can also do it this way. So let's go down. Back straight. You can put your hands on the floor, great, but you don't have to. And breathe. And back up. And again. So this is a seated forward bend. And now spread your legs wider than hip width apart. And we're going to do the same thing, except for we're going to go in the middle. So keeping our back straight, our shoulders down, folding from the hips, down, wide seated, forward bend. Let's take a few moments here and breathe. Up slowly. If you feel dizzy or anything like that, then please stop. Just sit in your yogi seat and do your breathing. Now let's go forward one more time, bending at the waist. Back up. Great. Now, get back into your yoga posture, your legs hip width apart. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend our leg and then go down, and then the other leg down. So feel those thigh muscles working. Now let's get up and do our tree. Using your bed or the wall or your chair as a way to keep yourself balanced so that you don't fall down. And starting on the right side, put your leg along your calf, and then make sure you don't fall, and then bring your arms up overhead. You can't see my arms this way, but they're up there over my head, palm to palm. If that is too hard for you, you can just do this. Just do this. This is a very good core strength exercise. It is also good for keeping your balance, learning how to be more stable, less likely to fall. Ground down through your leg that's touching the ground. Okay. Now the other side. So your foot along the calf, your arms reach up overhead, palms touching, ground down through your leg. Good. Now here's one I would like you to do. I want you to hold up, get a couple of feet back from your chair. So take 1 foot, 2 foot. If that's too far, you can get up closer. But I want you to lean down and hold on to your seat and take another step back and keep your back straight. As you get better at this, you can take another step back. Can you see me? No. Let me put this up. So your back is straight. Your feet are hip width apart. As you get better at it, you can take a step back. So this is a modified tabletop. If we were doing this on the ground, our knees would be on the ground and our hands would be on the ground. The important thing is that our back is straight. So you want your back to be straight. You want to pull in your tummy, pull up your knees. You want this to be an active pose. You're not just standing there. You're doing something for these muscles. And this is going to bend your hamstrings in the back. All right. Well, we're just about out of time. So what I want you to do now is get back in your yogi seat and get ready to do a brief meditation. I want you to breathe in and out. Have a little smile on your face. And think about something you're grateful for. And just breathe. Feel how your body is feeling. Examine it with your mind, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your legs. If there's any tension anywhere, just let it go. And just keep breathing in and out, slow, deep breaths. Think about something that makes you smile, that makes you happy.
And you can do that as long as you need to. But I must go for now. And I will say thank you for spending this time with me. And I'll see you next time.